those really, really strong central positions. So the compound where Duarte currently hold. If 7-9 don't take it from them, or if BTR wait in the wings don't take it even further on that one, they might try and stay in that tree line to the south.
And crash onto the Wizard Tower. D plus mounting a defense here, doing a little bit of a split. They're grouping now. They already opened up the fight with 2, but one of their players goes down. Here comes the reinforcement. Should be good. 3v1 situation, and Brute Force, their last player, already has turned tail and ran away. Brute Force needs every good game they could get, and with a bad game here, well, they just have to rely on 4 Miracle Vibes or Major Pride to get a donut, get it 0, to give them another chance in the next 2 matches.
And to be fair, Major Pride have only earned 3 points today, so it's not out of the question that they do exactly that. In fact, they're under fire right now from D Plus themselves, so maybe they'll be nice and fair in their impact on the tables towards the teams vying for that 3rd place spot, because Brute Force likely to be able to jump all the way up, but that 15-point gap is definitely surmountable. But when you go down in 16th place with 0 eliminations, it's going to be made a lot harder. Rook looking to be the ones to take this one down, and yeah, that's going to be the closer for Brute Force. So they're only going to have 2 entries and no more Arangel for them.
Yeah, 2 more chances to get into the top 3, and right now it's more so a question of what's 4 Miracle Vibes and Major Pride going to do. Because if they get even somewhat of an okay game, like just 3-4 points, that gap is just looking too impossible, in my opinion, to bridge in 2 games. That's a chicken dinner and then another big one, and that's assuming the team you're trying to catch up to gets 0s in both of the next 2 games. We'll see what happens though, as there's still a lot at stake here. 4 Miracle Vibes has not rotated across. They're still on Military Island. They're just going to wait, I guess. Not sure what their plan is. Major Pride loses 1.
Maybe they're fearing the bridge cap that they suffered from last time again. And now probably that fear has actually forced that prophecy to come true, right? Because now Bigatron hold the mouth of the bridge where Team Queso were before.
I think they're hoping the circle shifts off of the bridge entirely and they will just rotate in from the blue. Because otherwise, if you were going to rotate in, you just take the blue zone before it starts hurting a lot and wrap east. With a zone shift like that, BTR will give up the bridge. Some teams might even elect to stay there, but BTR, a more aggressive team, is going to go straight shot towards the center, which is a good idea. That's urban environment. That's where BTR shines the most. So I think they're happy to take a crash fight. We'll see if that crash fight does happen or if they will just get an open position, and they do. Nice rotation out of BTR here, driving past a few teams.
Team Queso actually fully regrouped. They had a 2-2 split on that south side near Ferry Pier, and they just went to that western position. They knew that DRS were close by. They saw Bigatron coming through as well. There's no chance that you stick around for too long there. You don't want to get involved. Big Milo actually sending out to the coastline and holding over towards the pier, so might have a cheeky little off angle. And to be fair, with a circle like this, having a position over towards the beach could be pretty valuable. Question is, can the rest of Team Queso hold down their position out further west?
A questionable split, but Team Queso, Big Milo, the man himself, known for these wild, crazy splits. We'll see if it pays off this time around, as Weibo Gaming will full send into this position. Yeah, so I don't think the split's going to work out, but if Big Milo can do anything about it, he will. He gets 1-2 players right out the car. All right, sorry I doubted your name, Big Milo. That's going to shut me up real quick.
I feel like Big Milo is such an all-or-nothing player for the roster, right, for Team Queso. He either is stunning and pulls off players like that, or just goes down on an off angle where he should have regrouped a lot earlier on to just lying in the floor and someone spotting him. It's kind of all or nothing. And to be fair, that means that sometimes you get things to happen like that. And Weibo Gaming losing 2 of their players and another one getting knocked is great news for teams like BTR, Major Pride, and even 4 Miracle Vibes, because it means they are much more within striking distance. It's just a question of capitalization on this scoreline, on this match opportunity.
Yeah, Weibo Gaming with a very, I wouldn't even call that risky rotation, because with the way the zone shifted, you wouldn't expect anybody to be there. Any full teams would take better areas, right, all around. So it just did not work out. Big Milo just knows better and he gets the better end of that. D plus coming in from the west side now.
D plus have had a big so far on this lobby. Rook may be the next to feel that. He already took down Brute Force earlier on. Angle. Osal established over towards Pusher, finds the shot, repositions with the vehicle, and now the rest of D plus going to move over the hillside. Rook looking to maybe disengage or maybe try and leapfrog this area. Straight through the middle, goes over his teammate to look for players, going for the knock on his teammate, but he's going to go 1-for-1 on the trade. DBS is though ringing out for Nolbu. It's back, it's fourth, but in the end, it's D plus to keep things on the level, and Rook will fall. And now the circle shifts out to the east side. They'll have to look to get on in there for the time being. D plus sit all the way out on the west. They have a long way to go.
D plus has been playing better and better day by day. And I think that's honestly because they've stopped doing those 2-2 splits and keeping 4 up together close by. That new circle towards the east. The Vibes team did make it in from that northeastern side. And here comes Vampire on the west edge into D+. They heard a lot of commotion. They thought they could third party a weaker team here. But it's D+ with all 4 up. And it looks like they're winning the fight. But it's being traded back and forth. It is just Ravenclaw versus the 2 players of D+. 1v2 situation, low HP. He didn't really stand a chance there. And D+, not only do they get a full reset, they get 4 more points tallied to their name, up to 12 elimination points. If they could keep this pace going and in the game in a podium finish, their name could be up there for the top 3. It depends on how well the top 3 does, though.
I mean, they are all the way out in the west, but 12 eliminations this early on, and having all 4 players alive, you're right, it is a big opportunity. DNS, in the meantime, taking on Major Pride, who have already lost Dino, right up and into effect. Can they get a knock with Bucky in the response? But no, they can't quite find anything. Bino Storm going to send Nomi running away, tail between the legs for Major Pride. A big gap now forming on the bubble, a chance for Miracle Vibes to do well. I just want to wrap back onto the potential for D+. They're all the way out on the west. They don't really have that great of a position. But also another factor in the circle is someone who does have the position, De Muerte. 12th place team right now. Vampire out on 107. 10 points gap for them between De Muerte. De Muerte in this central position have a big expected point value for this play. They have all 4 players alive. They just need to find something. Find some eliminations in the middle.
Yeah, a lot going on near it's the possible top 3 and the top 11 on the bottom half of things. De Morte, like you highlighted, in a great position. This is a great opportunity for them to pass up Vampire as they're knocked out. Sook here, the last one up for Weibo Gaming, causing some troubles now for Team Queso. And yeah, I guess that 3-1 split is exactly for a situation like this. If it hard shifts towards the east and you lose that compound, all the other compounds in the circle east side, very difficult to drive into to fight. And the Pier's probably your backup. And having Big Milo there already, well, that backup is a sure shot for Queso.
Little boy spotted, and Fabian wastes no time. Immediately taking him down Forest, tries to capitalize on the chaos and move in, but he goes down. The good thing is the D+ have coordinated this. Kayovsky, though, opens up on the ground floor, and D+ might affect their match in Influence Rage. He tries to go around the edge now. Last player to stand on the inside. Osal needs to keep it down, but there's 2 players on the in. He goes up the stairs, gives the old switcheroo, and they change places. Osal now has the top crowd, but he has a low HP bar spraying onto the staircase. Needs to try and swap the weapons, but they're both low and needs to get that reload on through. A first aid kit is available, has all 4 of them in his back pocket, but can't quite find it. Nade sent on up, opening, closing the door, flapping it shut, making them wonder, is he on the inside, is he on the out? The nades over the top imply that they think that he's on the outside, but he's hunkered down for now. 2 players, 2-2 split for Influence Rage on the scrap.
D+, the possible miracle run might be stopped short here. 2 versus 4 situation. I don't think they stand a chance. Influence Rage here getting this circle as well. They're definitely not going to try and give it away for free. D+ is still up with 2 though. Oh, getting shot from the backside. Third party from distance potentially. Osal forced to push down again, and now he's in nade. In range of nades, but a quick whip around.
Fabian
Catches a player.
Fabian was there. He had that sideswipe angle. Look at the angle he got. He spotted Kayovsky trying to move on forwards. He was, in fact, the player who got the knock onto Kayovsky, and Influence Rage really struggling to get up these stairs, allowing him through in the midst of all that chaos, seemingly coming back to bite them. And Nade being cooked again. Wants to put it all the way to the ground floor here. Can he get value? Not quite able to tag it on, but Fabian is still waiting in the wings and making trouble.
Influence Rage, really just trying to isolate one player, but the crossfire is good enough. He's hopped out the outside. That nade could be good. It catches another player. D plus being such a nuisance right now for Influence Rage. And I know they have the numbers advantage, but they're so scared to throw it all away by grouping up and just hard pushing that they're playing so careful, giving so much space to D plus, but finally they take care of that player. But hold on, what is this? That must be a third-party angle. I think, yeah, Nomi gets a knock on Kioski.
And Law as well. 2 players now down for Influence Rage. In a crazy turn of events, Nomi actually has a decent central position. Last player alive for Major Pride. We said the game was going to be a little bit cramped, but now they have a potential to keep laddering up to maybe steal away a couple of points here. D plus have gone down already. They've put up a mega performance here. I don't think we'd say that they have had a bad game in by any stretch of the imagination, even with the one player they have left or going.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad game whatsoever, but they need an amazing game right now because they're 6th place. The elimination points haven't been counted just yet, but that gap is quite large. They need more than those 13 points, in my opinion. There's 2 games left, and you can't rely on the other teams to not get points here. So as a solo, he's got a long ways to go still, in my opinion. We'll see where that leads. They should look to convert.
Duarte do lose the tiebreaker. Vampire, of course, having 3 chicken dinners so far in this tournament, despite being in 11th place, which means that points in a central position from eliminations, replacements, doesn't matter. Nomi, okay, he's playing pretty sneaky right now. We'll know that DRS are right next door, but I don't think they spotted him. This bush is such great cover, and you don't really expect a player to be there. I wonder if he went in on foot as well.
Yeah, if there's no buggy or vehicle around the area, they'll have no inclination of checking their surroundings.
Fully controlled him.
Yeah, a 5-man squad right here, center zone. That's scary for all the teams to deal with. Center zone, it centers up. BTR on the southeast side now having to move in. One of their players does get knocked. Influence Rage, I think, did take care of the D plus player, as I don't see a name over that side. DNS to the north. And, oh, a team we can't forget about. 4 Miracle Vibes on the northeast. 4 players up. They have to push their way in. This is the 4th place team. They're looking to pick up some points. And Nomi's trying to stay alive right now to hold that 3rd place position.
Yeah, Major Pride, with those 2 eliminations, put them 5 points ahead, and 4 Miracle Vibes taken 1 away. So it's a 4-point difference right now. With BTR potentially going down soon as well, there is still more change in the air right now. Beano Storm finally getting eliminated in the meantime. That central area, the fact that Nomi has a full team bodyguarding him is kind of crazy. All 4 of those DRS players just giving him so much security. Like, who can get there? He doesn't step up. It's going to take another team going in and just nading out that position whilst they're fighting DRS.
Yeah, by accident, right? So, Nomi, he's only going to go down to a stray nade. And, oh, man, I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. But we've seen a lot of crazy things here. This is definitely one of them. BTR did make it in the zone. I'm going to count them out, but they're going to survive with the solo for now. Can they ladder up any placements, though? 8 teams still left. That is still quite a few teams left to drop out before the big come in.
DRS have taken a knock, so that's 1 point of Nomi's stronghold eliminated. So they are down to 3. Duarte, they have 4 points now on the board. Just needing a couple more now. Mikiel might be the 5th that they're able to earn. 8 teams now remaining, so the placement points are starting to be earned for these players. Mikiel does take the shot and actually gets Corker down. Furia with the challenge up by the tree, and it's Mal to put the final bullet through there. Corker can get res, and Duarte can ladder on up and keep on going.
Another nade catching a DRS player. DRS taking a lot of casualties to these nades. Might even get confirmed too, as that nade drops him down to 1 HP. Nomi just far enough from the grenades not to catch a stray. And Nomi's definitely keeping track of how... Oh my gosh.
He's done this circle twice now. He's just nearly clipping the ankles on Nomi.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's top 6 for Nomi. Goodness me. 4 Miracle Vibes have overtaken them though on the elimination count, so they do need to outlast. It's very crucial.
Yeah, but with 4 players up, I think 4 Miracle Vibes is going to make it towards the late game. Demorte, the other 4-man team, also on the eastern side. So these 2 teams could definitely clash. IHC more in their sightlines, however. IHC also working with, 3 members, sorry. I thought they were at 4 for a second. As Influence Rage take casualties now, running into zone.
Trying to move in on this west edge. IHC have the higher ground on them right now. So they are not as close to the center. 2 players from DRS and a snake in the grass in the wings. Another knock sent over towards Influence Rage on the west point, and now it's just Lil Boy at the back for Influence Rage. 1 player survived. Nomi stays in on the north edge. For Miracle Vibes might look to push past this. It's not out of the question that Nomi's top 3 here. He's turned. He's good for something. Okay,
He's moving.
Back to position.
Yeah, he's finally moving his camera around. But let's see, with this type of circle, I think For Miracle Vibes is more than likely going to take this fight with Demorte. Yeah, they're going to wrap around here. This gives IHC a huge opportunity to make a lot of grounds and push in, maybe even third party from distance, because sidelines are there. Demorte and For Miracle Vibes locked in now into this 4v4, and a back nade out of For Miracle Vibes gets 2 of the side of Demorte.
Really good pickup there, over the top, a flush onto Furia. The rest of the backlines are nearly finding Malloy just with the nades from For Miracle Vibes. They want to roll in. They know the damage is tagged on. Corker is back up, and Milky Way, the only full HP representative. Malloy stuck that first aid, does have his health bar a little bit more replenished here, but For Miracle Vibes rolling up to the ridgeline now. Malloy has a squat cut out. Milky Way with the backup. Corker healed up as well now with the UMP trying to get the spray down, but East is able to win out the first duel. Milky Way takes a tick of damage. The need over to the back doesn't find much either, and now For Miracle Vibes have this under control. Corker and Milky Way being backed off, but Seoul strikes from the backlines. East goes down.
East doing so good right there at 1 HP, still being proactive, picking out shots. He does get knocked down like he called out, but no thirst, so I think he's crawled down to safety, and this fight with Demorte has pushed him back far enough for them to get a safe revive. 9 elims now for the side of For Miracle Vibes. This team is looking so strong right now, and just when they really need it most, about to be knocked out of the top 3. That is not going to be the case in this match. Demorte falls back. 2 players alive, 5 elims. That's a decent game. They should look for more, though, to pass up Vampire.
For Miracle Vibes could potentially actually jump up to first place with a good game here with a chicken dinner. There is a possibility. I think it's 171 is the mark that Weibo Gaming sits at right now, which gives them a 21-point match. They're already up to 9 eliminations. If they can find more than that, if they can find 2 more eliminations and the chicken dinner here, they are in with a good time. Lil Boy has moved close. Oh dear, he's right next to Nomi. Nomi will know that this is happening. He's going to run. Maybe they're going to hit the same bush.
No. Oh, Nomi, forced to spring up. Gets Low Boy. And DRS drops down to 1 and had perfect timing, so now Nomi doesn't even have to worry about a duo, just the solo. Killer YT has a grenade, though. He heard something crazy there. He heard some shots, but he's taken out by the side of For Miracle Vibes, and that's another team gone. Nomi into the top 3. Major Pride holding strong, top 3, and I don't think any of the other teams really realized what just happened, because DRS was the one that was closest to it, if to know anything.
My voice hasn't squeaked like that in over a decade, Zute, I'll tell you that much. Goodness me, Nomi throwing out the curveballs here. It might not be a race between For Miracle Vibes and Major Pride for that 3rd place spot. Bigatron might now be under the act to get chopped. They didn't have a massive game. If Nomi, he managed to get that extra point, right, with the elimination, he's now up in 3rd place. If he ladders up to 2nd, he adds those 6 points to the tally. I'm not sure on the exact differences right now between these rosters, but it is still going to be all to play for going into the Miramars.
Definitely so. And with IHC with 3 players is just enough players for them to try and actually make a decisive play, which means For Miracle Vibes is all going to be focused this way. He could easily sneak in with his 2nd place. This is Circle Stage 8, though, and with the pace of how this is happening, I think it's going to come down to a complete blue zone. But Nomi can sneak in behind.
This is another good game from IHC as well, remember. They're up to 3rd place guaranteed. I haven't tracked their eliminations into this final circle, but they're 3rd place here. They've been in a couple of scraps as well. With 3 players, they have a very high point scoring potential for this match. Potential to jump up to join Demorte and Vampire on that bubble. We didn't see if Demorte were able to make that gap either, but it's certainly going to be an interesting table to look at once we finish this match.
Yeah, the top side getting shuffled, and the bottom side at the bubble getting shuffled a little bit here. Every match is so good. All the teams that really need to find something are pulling out all the stops right on the very last day. Circle 9, it is closing slowly but surely. Can Nomi time his crawl in at the most opportune time to at least secure the second place? A run over onto onto 4 Miracle Vibes. That brings it down to a 3v3. This is good for Nomi.
A swift Turbic as well. 3 versus 2 for Miracle Vibes. Now just steps the 2 players. They're a little isolated. If he can step up, if he can crawl in, he might have that shot. If IHC lose a player or 2 here as well, could change things up here. Nomi nade over the top, over towards Doc. They must think this is from an off angle. IHC going to be aware that they didn't throw that one and it didn't land near them, so they're going to be confused. Maybe they know there's a snake in the grass. Another player from 4 Miracle Vibes goes down. IHC maybe looking to read into the 8 eliminations. 4 Miracle Vibes are going to be bombed out. Nomi ladders up into second place for Major Vibes. There's 3 players left for him to stand up against here. He's out in the open, goes for a spray, hit 1. Can he find a second as well? IHC, hold on again. No way they get 1v3 games in a row. Nomi still has a nade. It's the all down the hill. Godless looking to try. Oh, that's good. Good line, and we'll be able to tag on to see all the blue zones there. It might take him away. Doesn't have any more nades though in hand. Godless is across the way and a much healthier health bar there. Zio gets the heal with the challenge. Nomi hits the deck and he will go down. IHC, do not let it happen again. They were close, but they will find the chicken dinner this time around. And a big game for the bubble. A big game for 4 Miracle Vibes. A big game coming through from Major Pride.